What a lovely evening. I think summer could finally be here. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Allotment Family Diary. We're going to kick off this episode with a little bit of light planting. Today I purchased some herbs from a local garden centre, and we have a parsley, a curry plant, a rosemary and a thyme. These are going to be going into our herb garden, which we've recently refreshed this year. As you may have seen on the recent plot tour that we did, a lot of our herbs we did lose over the winter. We did generally plant them too close together, so learning curve, that's our own mistake. But these, I think we're going to take a bit more care of them, give them a bit more spacing, and generally try and keep them as trimmed as best we can. Let's get on to the planting. And here is the herb garden. As you can see, it's looking a little bit bare at the moment, so some new additions will be more than welcome. Although, what's this? Did you see the plot tour video the other day? I put this pink kisser pin, and yeah, slugs or snails have been chomping away at it. Can't really say it's their fault. I really should have put down slug pellets, but look, they've had a good old munch of that. Whilst I'm busy getting these herbs planted in, here's a few interesting facts you may or may not know about them. Originating from the Mediterranean region, thyme is thought to have antibacterial, insecticidal and possibly antifungal properties. People used thyme throughout history for embalming and to protect from the Black Death. Forms of thyme can include fresh and dried herbs and essential oils. Curry plants belong to the daisy family and were cultivated in the Mediterranean, being prized for their fragrant leaves and yellow everlasting flowers. Its flowers are a rich source of essential oils that have anti-inflammatory and antifungal properties. Rosemary is an aromatic herb originally from the Mediterranean region and was most likely introduced into cultivation in Britain by the Romans. Its wood was used in pagan rituals as an ointment to purify priests' hands, or as an incense. In medieval times, it was used to make talismans to ward against poisoning. Consuming rosemary regularly can potentially help lower the risk of infection and help the immune system fight any infections that do occur. Well, that's it for now on this bed. I think it's added a nice splash of colour, some really lovely vivid greens coming out of the soil here. Now, the thyme curry plant and also the rosemary, slugs and snails don't like strong scented plants, so I'm hoping these will now act as a barrier for any slugs that may crawl up the side and try and get in to munch on the rest of the plants. Got one herb left to go, and that is the parsley, but that one I'm going to pot up and place in the polytunnel because that can get quite out of control, and also it's prime munching for slugs and snails. It's Saturday evening, it's bloody sunny and it's bloody hot, but it's bloody nice.
Makes a change.
Yeah, it does. So tonight we are going to be putting our lovely micro cherries into their hanging baskets. They've been hardening off outside for a while now. They spent their first night alone in the cold. Actually, it wasn't that cold. And they're ready to go in the baskets. But before we do that,
let's go over to Flo, and she's going to plant her pumpkins that are ready.
Let's get those pumpkins in. Right, shall we put in your pumpkins?
Yeah.
Okay, so pumpkins have really long roots. So what we're going to do first of all is, do you want to chuck in some compost into the holes? Okay, not too much, just a little bit. That's a good amount. And then we're going to put in a handful of chicken poo pellets. That's good. And then another one in here. See, you're wearing the gloves, so I'm not going to touch this. Okay. And then let's put in half a handful of calcified seaweed to aid its growth. And then one in there. Proper job. Right, so what we're going to do now is put some water in the holes, because the roots of the pumpkin are going to need like a lot of water to absorb and help them grow downwards. It's good. And then the other one. Okay, and then we'll just give it a minute to absorb. Whoa. Okay, you got it. Put them in the hole. They're really thirsty. Happy?
Yeah.
You looking forward to carving up those pumpkins when they're ready?
Well, that was a nice job Flo did with the pumpkins.
Really good, yeah. Looking forward to seeing how they turn out. They should be quite big, they're 100 weight. Back to the tomatoes.
So what have you got in here?
So in here is a mix of multi-purpose compost, sand, and a few handfuls of calcified seaweed, which is going to help with transplant shock. As I've been reading up, they could maybe get transplant shock when we're moving them into the basket. So hopefully it should stop that, and it will give them some extra nutrients, which would be good. The sand is in here because this compost can get quite claggy. So the sand is going to help to make sure it doesn't all get bunged up and turn into a big hard ball like that.
Sounds good. Oh, we did that with the carrots, didn't you?
Yeah, similar thing with the carrots. It also helps with the roots as well. Apparently, I mean, we're not gardening pros, so we just read stuff online, don't we?
And try it and see what happens.
Yeah. So if it all goes wrong, don't do what we're doing.
Yeah. But yeah, hanging baskets. I love using hanging baskets. We did tomatoes last year in baskets, and we got loads, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's a great way to utilise your space. You know, if you've got a small garden, or maybe you've got like a flat with a balcony, you can still grow tomatoes and lettuce.
Yeah.
And lettuce in it. And did we grow strawberries one time?
Yeah, we had strawberries.
Yeah.
I think we only had one hanging basket last year, and we decided this year that we would go for 7.
Yeah, they're great. I love. You know, I used to just come up here and just like pick and eat.
Picking food. Yeah.
Food.
And dare I say it, but I was up here one night and Sylvie actually ate one.
Oh, she'll eat anything, that cat.
Yeah, a cat eating a tomato. Okay, fair enough.
Right. And there we have it. They've all been planted in their little basket homes.
We have 9 plants, so this is going to give us an absolute abundance of cherry tomatoes.
So they need to have a good drink. We've just given them water because we've already put lots of nutrients in their soil.
We're probably going to have to water them every day when it's hot like this, because hanging baskets do require a lot of water and moisture.
Yeah, they dry out quite quickly, don't they, the baskets?
That's it, they're all in. Good job, well done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, we've wanted all of these hanging baskets full of tomatoes since last year, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's been the dream, and now it's happening. So we're just going to have cascades of miniature tomatoes just flowing all around the entire enclosure, and it's going to smell really nice. Love the smell.
Love the smell of tomato plants.
Yeah, it reminds me of summer. So the only concern we've got with these guys is blight. So our allotment site is prone to blight, and once they get it, there's not a lot you can do. So we are taking a risk having them out in the open and not in the polytunnel. But
you know, last year our cherry tomato plant did get blight. All you can do is just keep taking off the leaves, and it still produces tomatoes to eat.
yeah, we've got enough plants, and we'll get enough tomatoes that, yeah, even if they get blight, then we would have had, we probably will get fed up with tomatoes by then anyway, so we're going to have so many.
I'll have to freeze some.
Yeah, tomato ketchup.
Yeah, tomato soup.
Yeah, well, that's it, yeah. Good job, well done. We ended our session at the allotment filled with a sense of achievement, having finally released our seed babies into the great outdoors. However, Our hazy dreams of summer were soon to be cut short.
Seriously? Bloody hell.
Bloody roof is leaking in the shed. It's all coming through. Look at it. And it's all come from the roof. The roof's leaking. I'm glad I put down waterproof flooring now, to be honest. It's always one bloody thing after another, isn't it? We've had 2 or 3 days of glorious sunshine, and now it's back to this. Just as quickly as the sunshine came, it left. And it's left us with a leaky roof, which I'm gonna have to fix. I think what I'll probably do in the summer, it is the summer, when the weather's dried up, maybe when we have a clear week, when it's not going to rain, I think I'm just going to tar the whole roof, to be honest, because it's just going to keep leaking. Well, leaking roof, that's another job to add to the list. Yeah, great. Well, while I'm up here and it's raining, I'm going to go and check around for slugs and snails and try and save the vulnerable plants on our plot. Let's go. Oh, they better not have eaten the pumpkins. Please be safe, please be safe, please be safe, please be safe. Oh, they look good. That one's fine. And this one? Okay. They've not breached the barrier. We put down some slug pellets and some gravel, some potter's gravel. And they're fine. Okay, good. Phew. Well, I've had a quick roundup near all the vulnerable plants, and we've got a bit of a collection going here. Got them in this jar. Now I know the perfect thing to do with you fellows. Grubs up, girlies. Enjoy. You love this food. You didn't think that was a slugs and snails, did you? It's their favourite grain. They love this stuff. The slugs and snails are fine. I've just released them up in the wild garden at the top of the allotment. I'm not a monster.
On a more serious note, you shouldn't give chickens slugs or snails. They can give them something called gapeworm, which actually attaches itself to the chicken's trachea and can stop them breathing. Apparently there's a lot of information on Google about it, so I'm certainly going to have a good old read up.
And look at that. Would you believe it's nice and warm and sunny again? Well, seeing as it's a lovely, glorious sunny day, I've got a lot of jobs to do. The first one is going to be trimming the access path. It's the tenant's responsibility at allotment to keep the access path nice and clear and trimmed so people can get through safely. And then the next job, I've got to fix one of our boundary fences because that came down in the wind when we had all that rain. So I need to do that because I don't want it falling on our neighbour's plot. I want to keep on good terms with the neighbours. And the next job after that will be to build a frame for our Monge 2 and Sugar Snap peas because they are climbing everywhere and they really need to be contained a bit more, especially if we're putting up netting to stop the burbs from getting them. Next on the list after that is building a frame for our cucamelons in the polytunnel because they really want to climb. They're sending out tendrils everywhere. So I'm going to reuse an old lattice trellis thing that we had outside the shed so they can climb up that one. And then finally, a really big job is to build a raised bed for Hannah's wild edible flower garden. Wild edible flowers or just edible flowers? Or it's just wild to eat flowers, I guess. I don't know. But there is a bit of a problem with that because it involves moving a lot of earth and we've got nowhere to put it. Yeah, when we get to that bit, I'll explain what's going on. What a nice day. What a busy day. I've done quite a lot so far. It's around 5:30 now, I think. I had to nip off the site for an hour or so, but I've come back up to try and get this raised bed put in. I've started to feel a few spots of rain. There was a 25% chance of rain at around 8 o'clock this evening. Yeah, it's 5:30, so Met Office.
You're fired. Goodbye.
And back to the raised bed. As I mentioned, so there was a bit of an issue. Well, there could potentially be an issue, but I might have a way around it. So this raised bed, so here's one panel. Here's a finished one behind that you've seen with the pumpkins. I've got to build this raised bed in stages. I built the sides separate and I kind of have to assemble it as I go, piece by piece. The reason for that is this. So this bloody great mound of earth here, there is literally nowhere left to put it on the plot. There's no more room. We've cultivated everything, landscaped it all. So this is the final thing. I've got to finish carving this path out as well. So all this soil has to go somewhere. And because I haven't finished digging out the path, it has to go in the bed as I'm building it. So this is going to be fun. So what I think I'll need to do is put on the first side and then sort of assemble the front and then shovel the earth into the raised bed. And yeah, it's going to be a bit complicated, but I think it's doable. We'll see. Let's have a go. Right, so here's the current state of play. I've shifted a lot of earth, as you can see. I'm really not 100% sure that is all going back in the raised bed, so I don't know where we're going to put the soil. I'm going to have to think of something. It's got a bit gloomy. Yeah, obviously it's been raining a bit. I'm still going to crack on anyway. I'm not one of these sorts that only comes to the allotment when it's sunny. I'm up here rain and shine. I mean, heck, I built our shed in the middle of a lightning storm, so there you go. But yeah, I mean, I put in one side and the front. So now I need to like shift earth around and move it and try and get it in the confines of this L shape. And then once I've moved as much as I can, I'm going to try and put in the other side and then shift a bit more earth around and then put the back in. But we'll see how that goes. It's just gone 9 o'clock at night. I actually got caught up on a phone call with some friends, so I haven't done as much as I wanted, but you can see it's getting filled in. I'm very hopeful now that the bed will take this amount of soil, and if not, we'll see. We'll find a way of dealing with it. Alright, it's not bedtime just yet. I've just come to make sure the chickens have gone to bed okay and put their food in so the rats don't get it. And Sylvia's here. And also midnight. This is that rare occasion that you get to see them both together in the same frame. They really don't get on, to be honest, so we'll see what's going to happen. There's a tail swishing. I'm going to have to break it up if anything occurs. Right, okay, you two, it really is time to go to bed. No, it's time. Done it. It's done. It's all finished. We've achieved the impossible and found homes for all the earth, which was in the orchard and behind the polytunnel. We've got a new wall now, as you can see from this clip.
This works though, because this will help support with the wind and stuff, won't it?
Yeah.
And we could put some like more plants along there as well, trap bees and stuff.
Some more weeds. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's done. This was really difficult because I think, as I mentioned earlier in the vlog, there was nowhere to put the earth. We just ran out of space, haven't we, on the two plots?
Yeah.
But we finally got to the point now, considering we started in February, early February, where this whole plot has, we've done it. It's it needs a lot of tidying up. It needs the paths to be finished here and there, a few little bits, but the layout is what we envisioned from the start, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty much, bar a slight change on measurements there, it's pretty much as we wanted it to be.
Yeah. We reduced the size of the tree plot ever so slightly.
So we
just to
could
fit
make this
everything.
one a bigger plot for potatoes and things.
Yeah,
really.
more room for emergency spuds, as you've seen.
Yeah.
And if you've not seen that vlog, here's a link to the emergency potato planting we had to do. But yeah, no, really chuffed, aren't we, I think?
Yeah, you've done a really good job, Tom.
And you
and
have.
then hopefully, if the weather stays nice, I should be able to paint these on Sunday.
Yeah, so painting on Sunday on your birthday.
Yes, Sunday painting party.
Yeah, painting birthday party. And that'll be in the next episode. So look out for that one. So anyway, as always, thank you for your lovely comments.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to see what else we get up to.
See you in the next one.